Good evening, and welcome back to the One Celtic Fans View this evening. There's something I want to talk about first. This will it'll break the heart of anyone. Welcome back to the One Celtic Fans. I'll get it up on the screen first of all, and then it is a bit of a somber way to start the video, but I've been asked if we can try and help. A young Celtic fan beat leukemia. I want to take a moment and send my thoughts and blessings to Michelle's best friend's grandson, Caden, who sadly has lost his fight for leukemia. After battling for the second time in just 2 years, he was only 13, but is a huge Celtic fan. Recently, he got a lovely letter from Callum McGregor, who he adored, and a personally signed from him and Martin O'Neill. A talk from Martin O'Neill. The family have been running a GoFund page for a couple of months now, which has been open to help with the costs, travel costs and hotels, etc. of potential treatments for this young lad. But now this will be used for the little one's funeral costs. Sad. This was the young, brave man in question. And some of these pictures are absolutely heartbreaking. I've put the GoFundMe link in the comments. I will put this in the community tab of the channel as well. It's absolutely devastating. I don't really know what to say, to be honest. He'll forever be 13-year-old and no kid should have to go through what this young man's went through. May he rest in peace. And if you want to donate, they're trying to raise £5,000. They are only £525 off of the £5,000, and it's horrible when you see a young kid endure. It's devastating, absolutely devastating. There's other bad news. I feel as if I'm the bearer of bad news tonight. We've all seen the news. We've all seen the news tonight that Daizen Maeda is or will leave Celtic in the summer. Martin O'Neill's confirmed, even if he stays as a manager, he will not stand in the way of Martin O'Neill leaving. I'm all over the place. It does put football into perspective, doesn't it? Don't know. It does. Daizen Maeda. Daizen Maeda will leave Celtic this summer. Celtic are braced for offers to come in for Daizen Maeda. Martin O'Neill has admitted that Daizen Maeda will leave Celtic this summer with the club's blessing. Daizen Maeda, over the years that he's been at Celtic, has been absolutely phenomenal. This year, we knew that, well, we didn't know until Martin O'Neill came in November, the beginning of November, that Daizen Maeda was out the door. We heard the rumours in the summer that Daizen Maeda had packed up his locker and his locker had been emptied for 4 days before the end of the transfer window. Daizen Maeda obviously had agreed terms with Wolfsburg, but the Celtic hierarchy were unable to bring in another player, to secure another player before they could allow Daizen Maeda to leave the club. And he's not had the first half of the season. We all know that Daizen wasn't at his best, didn't look interested. I was like, you can understand why he was pissed off. But when it mattered, Daizen Maeda stood in front of the media and he did say that he acknowledged that he's not been at his best, and he vowed. Now, vowing in Scotland's a bad thing, because last time there was a vow in Scotland, there was a vow that would, we remember it, don't we? It was the independence debate, and the vow. Anyway, Daizen Maeda, he maybe made things a little bit better with his vow. He vowed that he would pull his socks up and get Celtic over the line. He didn't want to end up a loser at Celtic. I think that he single-handedly helped Celtic win the league. Maybe not him single-handedly, but we know that single-handedly he's been absolutely fantastic on the wing, and he's single-handedly been the most important striker that we've had. And I've got to say, single-handedly, I think that Daizen Maeda has been a phenomenal servant to Celtic over the years. Whilst it's been confirmed today by several mainstream medias, and Martin O'Neill was confirmed that he will leave in the summer, I've got to say, Celtic better get their finger out, because single-handedly, the boards don't know who they're going to replace him with, do they? Single-handedly. I can't keep on with this single-handedly. Anyway, McInnes will be Maeda's a legend. Let's get some happy thoughts. Yang has not only cost Celtic money, that's another year of Yang hat-trick bets I'm going to have to spend money on each week, because we have a fortune of it. A loser, you mean like Tavernier? No, I think the single-handedly is reference to the fact that there has been a decision in a lodge somewhere in the dark, deep depths of Scotland. There was a Lanarkshire meeting, and they said it should single-handedly not be in a penalty. Yes, there is. It's basically come out tonight that whilst Celtic were given a penalty deep into stoppage time, Andrew Dallas intervened. Come on. Are we really expecting that look, single-handedly, I think that we should just get it over with. Single-handedly, I think we should say we're moving on. See you later. Anyway, he goes with my blessing. Put your smell the glove single-handedly. Oh, Jesus. Anyway, yes, let's get back to Daizen Maeda, because how do you replace someone like Daizen? And for Martin O'Neill to stand up and adore Yang today and slate Yang in the same conversation. I'm sure that, Martin O'Neill would love Daizen to stay. And he says, look, even if I'm here as manager, he goes with our blessing. He's paid his dues at Celtic, and he has. Martin O'Neill says that he's been Larsson-esque, like, and it was good to see Henrik Larsson send the squad and the gaffer a little a goodwill for tomorrow against his old captain Lenny. But do you know what today was? Today was a wake up and smell the coffee moment for the fans, because I think that whilst we've known that there is going to be a massive rebuild this summer, I don't think that any of us really have got to grasps of it. Martin Neal said that there may be more players than obviously just Daizen Maeda that will leave the club. Players like Kelechi Iheanacho could leave the club also, amongst many others. Martin O'Neill says he won't stand in the way of the 28-year-old who's been an inspirational title hero. I think that it will be the Daizen Maeda show tomorrow. He will want to go out and just showboat, and show why he's been such a fantastic player for Celtic. The fact that Martin O'Neill says that a string of other stars, including Kelechi Iheanacho, could wave goodbye tomorrow. We've been loving the meltdowns this week. We've been loving the hysteria, and we've been laughing. But when it comes down to it now, the fact that it's out there, we kind of knew it was coming. We've been speaking about it. It's Daizen's going in the summer. You can talk about it, but it's not reality yet. We can talk about it on the channel and stuff, and yeah, we know it's going to happen. But when it's confirmed by the manager now, and even if Martin O'Neill is here next year, he knows that Daizen won't be here. That's a rebuild and a half. It's not even a wee rebuild. It's a huge rebuild, isn't it? When you look at all the players that could be leaving, that will be their last game tomorrow. And I mean, I've been saying it. There'll be players that will be buzzing to try and get into the team, and there'll be players that will be upset that they're not. Kasper Schmeichel, he will be there in spirit in the dugout with Martin O'Neill, or just behind the dugout sitting up in the stand. Sorry, it's Hampden where that, isn't it? When you look at players like Benjamin Arthur, he will leave the club. Julian Aroca isn't here to say goodbye. Tony Ralston, he could move on in the summer. He may have people looking at him in the World Cup and going, do you know what? That Tony Ralston at Celtic's a half decent wee player. International, played at the World Cup. Ever consistent in the Scotland team. You can't knock it. Coming into the last year of his contract, he's not signed a new contract yet. Alarm bells are starting to ring for me. When you look at the midfield, Oxlade-Chamberlain, do you offer him another contract? Rio Hatate, Sayonara, he will be gone in the summer also. Benjamin Negrin, what if a big offer comes in for him? Arne Engels, there was a 25 million offer coming for him in the last window. He might say, yeah, I fancy a move. And then when you look at the front, Tam the check, 7 million, not worth it. Kelechi Iheanacho, looks like the club may not offer him a new contract. Yang's been secured. Young Callum Osmond, Tenecti will be there. Junior Adamu won't be there. Michelangelo Balak-Wisha will be there. Joe Mavuka won't be there. Daizen Maeda won't be there. I'm meant to get excited before the night before a cup final. You're really meant to be really excited. It's like it's the biggest game. Martin O'Neill didn't need to tell us today that these players could. He could have left it until after the game. Maybe it was Martin O'Neill's last press conference. You know what Martin's like? When he came into Celtic in his first press conference, he told us that Daizen Maeda was off to Wolfsburg. Oh, did you not know about that? Oops, sorry. You remember that? Yeah, you sly old fox, Martin. And will the board even offer Martin the contract? It's going to be a hard one. Yang deserves the contract. Let's jump into some of the comments. For as bad as Daizen has been in the first half of the season, and we know how good a player he is, when he turns it on as a player, he's going to be really hard to replace, because we're going to need a rebuild of all rebuilds. I mean, you're going to be left with Hateo and Amura. Rocky will be gone. Stephen Welsh could be gone. Adam Montgomery, he's back. I'm not sure when his contract runs out, actually, Adam Montgomery, but he's training with the current team. Johnny Kenny will be back. I think he'll be sold in the summer. Johnny Kenny. Just got a funny feeling about it. Shin Yamada. Do you know, the next manager, whoever it is, do you know, if it's Martin O'Neill, he knows that there's going to be a massive clear out in the summer. It's not even a clear out. It's just people coming to the natural end of their journey within the Celtic family, isn't it? And it's yeah. Fucking why did he need to do that tonight, Martin? Honestly, I was buzzing last night. Absolutely buzzing for the fact that, you know, and then it should have been all fun and games about the meltdowns, about the SFA going, nah, it was never a penalty. It's never a penalty. Of course, it's his hands. Shut up. I mean, the meltdown for Hearts and Rangers now will be absolutely phenomenal. You know, but the wrong decisions made by, and are we really expecting to believe that John Beaton and Andrew Dallas got it completely wrong? I tell you one thing, they'd be excluded for the lodge for a while, wouldn't they? Anyway, let's jump into some of the comments tonight. Washi at Motherwell to replace Daizen. Nah, he's never good enough to replace Daizen. Never. Not a chance. And yes, who was on the KMI panel? I told you, it was held in a lodge in dark, deep Lanarkshire, where there's no sun. There's no rising sun anyway, and the rising sun's Daizen Maeda, and they'll all be glad that the rising sun will not be here at the start of the season. Yay. With this Yang deal, I think Martin O'Neill will stay for the treble next season. Sir Largs a lot. We should try to keep him. He's irreplaceable in my opinion, says Alson. You can't keep a player that's going into the last year of his contract. This is the last opportunity that Celtic have to get some serious money for Daizen Maeda. What happened there? What the fuck? I don't know. There's all sorts of lights going off. No, it's Celtic are well within the right to make sure that they get as much money as possible. The fact that he was away to Wolfsburg, Celtic are probably thinking, you know, we lost out. Although we lost out big money, we didn't get the Champions League. They would have been hoping that Daizen Maeda. I mean, you look back to that Champions League game. Some people say that Daizen Maeda cost us that game with the lack of effort. And then the lack of the effort first quarter of the season. But anyway, I don't think that we should keep him. Is Amanda back? I have no idea. We will get this title back, says Amanda Berry the Cat. We will get this title back. What team are you on about? Because you never lost the title, Amanda. What title did you lose that you had won? You didn't actually win a title. Anyway, who was on the KPI panel? The KMI panel. This is true. Sadly, we move on. More tears about the penalty, non-penalty. Yes, it's just I single-handedly want to move on from the conversation. It's looking like Robbie Keane's coming. Yes, it does, doesn't it? We'll wait and see. We're just going to chance. Love your videos, Baz. I used to watch loads of podcasts. Now I only watch yours and one more. Thank you for that, Mark. But I don't believe you. Of course I do. Maeda was the best 1.6 million ever. Even if we get 10 million for Daizen in the last year of his contract, it'll be a fantastic bit of business by the club. But when you look at the money that Celtic have got potentially coming into the club this summer, I mean, I'm going to say we're going to go at the lower end. 10 million for Daizen Maeda, 20 million for Arne Engels. If an offer comes in for Rio Hatate, I mean, you're talking 30 million there off. I'd say roughly about 5 million for Rio Hatate. I don't think Celtic would want to sell Benji Negrin if they sold those three players. 35 million is enough to give a half decent manager a good amount of cash for a rebuild. We're going to have to go out and buy a decent striker. Kelechi Iheanacho is not the answer. Martin O'Neill confirming that players like Iheanacho could move on. I think Celtic realise that he's not the ultimate answer. As good as he is, we need someone that can be the number one. Callum Osman will think that he can be number one. Tam the Czech is definitely not worth 7 million. Shinya Maeda, not a chance. Not a chance. And then that's it. We're going to have to spend money on a striker. We're going to have to spend money on a winger. Whilst we do have Jota coming back, we'll have Sebastian Tenekte, and we'll have Yang. Tenekte, I would actually say, if an offer comes in for Tenekte this year, I would take it. I would take it because he's not a he's a team player, but he's not a team player. You know that he should be connecting with Kieran Tierney like Jackie McNamara and Peter Donnelly. They two were fantastic on the wing together. Tenekte gets the ball from Kieran, and then Kieran kind of holds back, gives him the ball, and then does the overlap. And then Tenekte looks at him and then just tries to come in and do it all himself. And he loses the ball too many times. Do you know, for all the slating that Yang got today, I wonder what the backroom staff say to Tenekte. It's like, Jesus, mate, just... I know that we're telling you to try and take players on, but do you know, if Kieran's got the space there, do a 1-2 with Kieran and then make sure you get the ball further forwards. Use your teammate, for God's sakes. And then we're going to be left with James Forrest on the wing. Jamesy Forrest on the wing. We'll still be singing that in 5 years' time because Martin O'Neill will still be here and you know, his Zimmer frame in the stands. But anyway, Daizen Maeda, the best 1.6 million. Is it? It would have been if we got 25 million for him. We paid 1.5 million for Matt O'Reilly and we sold him for 25 million. I would say that was a good piece of business. I wonder if we were getting 25 million for Daizen in the last window. I wonder if it will ever come out how much that Celtic were actually getting for Daizen from Wolfsburg, or if that would be just one of the biggest hidden transfers ever. Keane incoming. A lot of people are going to say 6 days of meltdown. My God, they are obsessed. It's even longer now, isn't it? To be fair, no Celtic player or fans actually wanted a penalty at Motherwell game. The only person that gave us to help us win the league was Rangers fan and VAR. Exactly. Keane or Bellamy? If we had to pick one for the new manager, Bellamy. More personality. Keane more a yes man for Dermot Desmond. I wonder. We'll just need to wait and see. We'll either get told after the cup final, or I'm expecting, like I said before, when Brendan Rodgers got the job, it was the week before season ticket renewals were due. And if you've been onto Celtic YouTube today, oh my goodness, the love bombs. They've been dropping love bombs all over the place, haven't they? Young Callum Osmond sitting down. You Celtic fans are the greatest. You've been the 12th man. Oh, shut up, mate. You know you're lying. Jesus, you had 250 fans blocked out for half the season, and Celtic Park was like a morgue. But the Celtic are dropping these big love bombs saying, you were the best fans in the world ever. We love you so much. My name's Callum Osmond, and I'm just like the cutest thing ever. That's it. I should be in a boy band, but I'm not. I'm at Celtic. So please, I've been told to say, please buy the season ticket. It would have been as well as doing that and then pretending he was like, what was that Irish boy band again? Oh, I can't remember. Anyway, oh my god, this Celtic. You got to laugh at them. You do. You got to laugh at them. I'm just going to jump through the comments. Martin O'Neill doesn't know his best 11 team. Let him get the players who he wants, and we win the league by the end of March. What do you do then with a player that cost us £5 million that the previous manager chased for 2 years? Michelangelo Balikwisha was every single transfer window. We were linked with Michelangelo Balikwisha. He was meant to be the next Jota on the wing, and he was the next to get his Jotters by Martin O'Neill. In fact, he was one of the first to get his Jotters. I wonder what happened. I wonder how could he have been so bad that Martin O'Neill went, nah, mate, you're never playing for my team. Never. Ever. I mean, what did he do that was that bad for Martin O'Neill to say, maybe when the next manager comes in, he might fancy you. But that's the biggest backhanded bitch slap in the world of football. Do you know, we forget that Martin O'Neill came out and said that, and it's like, what did you say to Martin? Keane has Keane has quit his club. Yes, he has that. When is a penalty not a penalty? 2 weeks later, stupid fucks. I can look just. I can single-handedly say I think we should move on from the situation. You mentioned Wolfsburg was his choice previously. They're playing for survival, and they may be relegated. They may have not been relegated material if they'd bought Daizen Maeda, though, would they? Don't know. It was Martin O'Neill that confirmed it was Wolfsburg in his very first interview when he yeah, Dyson was going to Wolfsburg. What? Did you don't know about that? Did I let that slip? Come on. Martin O'Neill comes in and just goes, drop the drop the mic. I'm just going to tell everybody how it is. And then he goes, well, maybe I'm not. Maybe we should have a tiffle for Maeda tomorrow. I've got a feel for the woman that's trained their budgie to go, Maeda! Maeda! Don't know if you've seen it. I got sent it today. I think it's on TikTok or something. But I'm sure that the Green Brigade will make a late tiffle this evening for Maeda. Iniacho saying on the pitch he wants to stay at Celtic. I don't think it's up to Iniacho, really. Don't know. There's been no meltdown. We can only deal with facts. And not one Tim can answer about the stoppage. Do you... Are you stupid? Oh, right. Is this account... I'm going to let you see this. What's just happened to the screen? We just went all sorts of dark there. You know, what's going on with the lights? We're having a flash along. I'm going to go and get this. I'm going to go and show you again because I think you need your head looked at. Where is it? Notifications. See, when you're looking for something and you can't find it. I don't know where to find it. It will be on that, and then if I click on this, and if I go down here, we should find. Oh, where is it? 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 When you're looking for something, you can't find it. Oh, there it is. Right, we're going to get this, especially for the crazy ass. No, it's not that one. It's not that notification. It's this one. That's Craig Bellamy. Scotland, where is it? Has he deleted it? 21st. Ah, there it said the audio. See how stupid it is.
No, happy defender.
Header.
No, happy defender.
Header for me.
No, no.
Right, let's get this on the full screen. Just to show some really, really silly people in the world. What's going on in the world today? The people fighting, the feuding, and loon, it's okay, let them go, let it roll, let the good time roll. Tell them, Dre, it's a fucking penalty. Pull this down here just to get the screen and make sure that the volume's okay. And let's see, the extra
defender.
time that she
Header for
says.
me.
Clock's good.
Okay. Oh, there's no goalkeeper.
There's no goalkeeper.
It was clearly on half and stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Hey,
We'll check.
hey!
Checking on-field decision of goal. Oh, there's no goalkeeper. Oh, there's no goalkeeper.
There's no goalkeeper.
It was clearly on half and stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah. We'll check. Checking on-field decision of goal. I think let's just go for this. Aye. Make sure there's nothing that... Okay.
Header from
Oh, there's
Calmac.
no goalkeeper.
There's no goalkeeper. And the rest to say is history.
It was clearly on half and stuff, wasn't it?
Yeah. We'll check. Checking on-field decision of goal.
30 seconds left to play in the game.
Make sure there's nothing that we've not
I've
missed.
got a pitch invasion.
Clear header. Yeah. And we've got the
Do you want
time.
to hear it again? Maybe
There's
you
no
never
foul
listened to it.
there.
McInnes
It's
has
clear
said
it was
blow the
on half.
Derek McInnes said blow the whistle.
Don, it's Kevin confirming on-field decision of goal. Check complete.
Blow the whistle.
You're nearly.
Blow the whistle.
Hearts are happy to finish, Don. Hearts are happy to finish.
You hear that?
Derek McInnes has told me they're happy to finish. Come off, so they can get their players off. They want their players off the pitch.
There you go. Derek
Hearts want their
McInnes is
players off.
happy. Derek McInnes is happy. Amanda buried the cat. She maybe buried her cat. And that's the last comment that you'll get on the channel, because guess what? Goodbye, my lover. Goodbye, my friend. You've never been the one. And she's gone. Anyway. Somebody should have done that earlier. Anyway, right, let's get back in. So who the fuck is Amanda? I'm jealous. Anyway, what's the story? Right, I'm going to jump through the comments. The rising sun would be fitting to say thanks. And in the morning of the rising sun, Celtic go out and beat the Huns. 20 seconds, get a grip. I know it was 20 seconds. It wasn't even 20 seconds the time it was finished, because when it said Derek McInnes once the game finished, there was like 10 seconds. And you've got to admit, there's no way any team could believe that they're going to get a goal in in 20 seconds, get 2 goals. They needed 2 goals in 20 seconds. It's not happening. It's not happening in any league. Anyway, a lot of people saying they love their pain. I'm going to jump through to the end of the comments because we've got rid of the Muppet. Maeda has posted on Twitter. Send it to me on the WhatsApp app. Twitter. Daizen Maeda. Daizen. There he is. Let's win the double. We can do it. Celtic FC. 25 minutes ago. 25 minutes ago. Let's win the double. Daizen Maeda has posted on the land of the Twitterati. Let me just show you this. 20 minutes ago. Let's win the double. Sitting in the hotel. One last post. Let's see what some of the Celtics fans are saying. Let's go Shagger. That has to be the best reply of Scotland, isn't it? It's let's go Shagger. Yeah. Let's go Shagger. Says it all. Folks try to sell them t-shirts. Same again tomorrow. Showing the goal. It's like a sad ending, isn't it? Early bed tonight, Daizen. Big game tomorrow. I kissed you on the head on Sunday. Tell me you remember. You're getting arrested. The most important since Larson. Is he? Is he the most important since Larson, considering Kyogo did a lot more? Interesting. Got on a high, Daizen. Thank you for everything. Let's go for the double. Legend, mate, up the Celtic. Where there's faith, there's victory. Don't leave, Daizen. We love you. Yes, Daizen. All the best. You said it, my man. And there you go. Sign the contract, big man. He's not going to do that, is he? It's then a new contract. Aye, there's going to be a lot of disappear. Oh, fuck, here we go. Cheating refs again. Obsession. You are my fantasy. Obsession. Jesus. That's enough of that this evening. I shouldn't have put a black top on because I'm just noticing that the screen isn't picking up me too great this evening. I need to brighten the lights, eh? Oh, what's happening? We have blackout. Situation. Lights are playing up. Get Daizen hat-trick tomorrow. I think Larson comparison has never given up work rate. Yeah, I suppose you could say that. Daizen assert. Not sure about the hat-trick. I think Daizen will score tomorrow. He'll definitely score. How many will he score? I'm not too sure. I think that he'll definitely score tomorrow. He'll want to score, won't he? But anyway. You got this. Sign a new 100K a week 4-year deal, please. Some people are just so out of touch with Celtic, aren't they? It's like they just make stuff up. Just sign 100 grand. Wait, who's going to pay him 100 grand at Celtic a week on a 4-year deal? Take it there'll be a new kit tomorrow. The new kit is the kit that was launched the other week. So, and Celtic have put up for auction the kits from the last game of the season through the Celtic Foundation. Anyway, tomorrow is all about Celtic versus Dunfermline in the Scottish Cup final. Celtic and Dunfermline went head-to-head before in the Scottish Cup final, and Dunfermline will be ranked as underdogs. Celtic have been beaten finalist last season. They started the campaign with a 2-0 win over Auchinleck Talbot. Goals from Johnny Kenny and Sebastian Tenecti got us the win that day. And I've got to say, it was at Kilmarnock. We remember that because Auchinleck, the police remember, said that Auchinleck Talbot ground wasn't safe enough. So it was made to play on the plastic pitch that is Kilmarnock. Thankfully, that's been ripped up because they've managed to stay in the SBFL, I think. Celtic needed to dig deep again. They were drawn against Dundee in the 5th round. They were moments away from elimination. Yes. Junior Adamu scored in the 97th minute with a little back heel. You forget that Junior Adamu did that. He scored a fantastic little back heel. And that's the only thing he ever did. And he never got another game after that. Sebastian Tenecti put the ball in. Junior Adamu flicked the ball back of the net, boom, through to the next round. Celtic then had to go to Ibrox for the quarter final. They needed penalties. We couldn't beat Rangers in 90 minutes. We couldn't beat them in extra time either. Went to penalties, and the rest to say is history. Yes, history. Ha 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 ha. I can hand on heart say that it was one of the finest penalty shootouts of all penalty shootouts. And I could put my hand on my heart and say, put your hand on my heart and tell me that it's over. Oh, that's because the missus was watching a Kylie programme earlier. That's the only reason that came into my head. We need to get how many. Put your hand on my heart and tell me the league is over. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Anyway, the drama went on. The Celtic went through to the semi-final against St Mirren. St Mirren, the team that beat them in the final at Hampden under Wilfred Nancy, when Martin O'Neill managed to get us to that final. St Mirren were yeah. It was a draw. And then I went to extra time. And Celtic went just crazy. Bonkers. It's got to be saying. 4 goals in 6 minutes. 4 goals in 6 minutes at extra time. Where were the players before that? No idea. It's just devastating. No, I'd rather put my hand on my head and tell me that it's over. Celtic are the champions. Fancy us 4-1 tomorrow. Well, before that, it was extra time. And those 4 goals in 6 minutes took Celtic through to the final. Celtic in the final once again. Dunfermline, they had a harder route. No, not really, did they? They had a 2-1 win over Queen of the South early on. They also had to beat Hibernian. Hibernian. They had to play Kelty Hearts. Bit of a local grudge match, that one. Kelty Hearts. The ground is only about 8 miles away, if that, as the crow flies from Dunfermline's ground. A little bit of grudge match, but they were dispatched 2-0. And then they had to go to Aberdeen. Yes. It's written in the stars for Lenny, isn't it? Had to go to Aberdeen and they won 3-0. Jesus. Aberdeen are woeful. They booked a place at Hampden where they beat Falkirk on penalties. Holy moly, Jesus. Woof, woof, woof. Lenny whipping arses of big teams in the SPFL with his unfancied Dunfermline. Even Scott Brown said 14 months ago when you walked into that job, did I see you at a cup final? Not a chance, because I was in charge of a team and we whipped your arse. Yes. And then Bruni got the sack. Yeah. You never mentioned that though, Bruni, did you? Bruni got the sack, and that took Neil Lennon to the final. Dunfermline supporters will be dreaming big tonight. They will be dreaming, and they will be believing, because the run that Dunfermline's went on, Celtic had it quite. We kind of struggled in games, but Dunfermline's had to beat big teams to get there. It's not going to be easy tomorrow. Give me your score predictions in the chat. What you think the score will be tomorrow. When you think about Martin O'Neill and you think about Neil Lennon, you think about the success that the two of them have had together. Leicester winning the League Cup in England. Twice winning the League Cup at Wembley. Massive achievement for Leicester City at that time. Lennon won 7 major honours under Martin O'Neill during a trophy-laden spell before following in his footsteps as becoming manager in 2010. And when Neil Lennon became manager, it will be a day that I'll always remember it, because I was stood on the footsteps of Celtic Park with my 2 daughters. And it was unbelievable. And I asked Lenny, who are you going to sign? Who's your first signing? And he turned around and he said, you. And here I am. Today, a Celtic YouTube podcaster. Thank you, Lenny, because if it wasn't for that very first Celtic video, I probably would have never went down the road of putting any Celtic content out there. I wanted to record the moment that you were made manager. And do you know what? It's absolutely mental, the run that Celtic went on after that. It was the beginning of 9 in a row. We would never have thought that Celtic would be going for 9 in a row. Never. Not in our wildest dreams when Neil Lennon took over did we seriously think. And I'm just going to turn this down a second, and then I'm going to put it on full screen, and I'm going to show you that interview with Neil Lennon. I've showed you it before. You've seen it all before. But if it wasn't for this video, I probably wouldn't have been sitting here today doing this. It is amazing how life, little changes, just little moments, sitting in the house with the kids, and I'm like, Neil Lennon's going to be announced as manager today. We're going through to Celtic Park. I'm taking you through to Celtic Park. I want you to see this because it's important. This is a little bit of history. This was the day. Look at that phone, the old Sony Ericsson. Look at it. This is how long ago it was. An old Sony Ericsson phone sitting in front of us. Tell you, my camera movement has got way better. No, I think it was my daughter that was filming it. You can actually hear my 2 daughters talking.
There's not a picture of a video.
Well done, Neil, boy! Let's get the money, don't bastard! Get him fucking sorted, Neil, my man! It's about fucking time some cunt done it! Up your hand,
Wait for it.
Where's your first signing, Neil?
You! He never signed me. Do you know what I mean? You're going to listen to this again, nearly. You're sitting in the hotel tonight, you're maybe watching some Celtic stuff.
Where's your first signing, Neil?
And he never did sign me. But if it wasn't for that moment, I want to thank Neil Lennon. Anyway, that is the end of that. But it was a bittersweet moment because Neil Lennon did ultimately cost us the 10. Super chat coming from Danny Cassie. Thank you. Not great Neil Lennon fan after he lost us the 10 in a row. Sorry, peeps. To be fair, I never wanted Neil Lennon back in the first place because Neil Lennon couldn't win us 2 titles, couldn't even get us to cup finals that were played at Celtic Park. That's why he had to leave. You know, and people forget about that. But anyway, if it wasn't for that moment, that random, completely bonkers decision at the time, and I would have been staying in Dunfermline at that time, and that's why we jumped through from Dunfermline to Celtic Park to see him coming out as manager. But anyway, Jim Lynch mentioned Baz about spat out his coffee. Well, the Zombies be supporting us so they can get into the European League. Who cares about the Zombies tomorrow? Right, what have we missed out on tonight? We've spoke about Martin O'Neill. We've spoken about Martin O'Neill. We've spoken about the meltdown will continue. It's all about what the players can do tomorrow, isn't it? On the sad evening that we found out that one of the best Celtic wingers in pretty much living history, Daizen Maeda, will be leaving the club in the summer. Which is sad because I don't think that Baz, your name's still on the transfer list and Lawwell's off a straw. No, mate, I went straight into file 13. I went straight into file 13, man. Honestly. Jesus. Baz got away with one. Got transferred to Spain instead. Yeah, tell me about it. No, that was during COVID that I got transferred to Spain. But anyway, it's all about what the players can do tomorrow, sorry. Daizen Maeda sitting in the hotel, decided to jump onto Twitter just to say, come on, let's do this. Let's do the double. He wants to go out as a winner. There's going to be a lot of fans will be devastated that Daizen Maeda is leaving Celtic. I think that I'm secretly devastated also for his... You give players stick when they're not performing to their capacity, to the standard that you would expect. And Daizen Maeda admitted himself that he's not been playing as well as he could have the majority of the season. But for him to single-handedly I had to get that in before we finish tonight. It's we do move on. It's football and we move on. And we will get excited with the next manager, whoever comes in. We'll get excited if it's Martin O'Neill. But I think that there'll be a lot of fans will be a bit weary about Martin O'Neill staying on as manager. We've not played the best of football at times, but Martin O'Neill thinks that we've not had the best of players. If it is Martin O'Neill that is to remain as manager, it will be absolutely fantastic. If it's not to be Martin O'Neill and it's to be someone else, we will fully support them. But first of all, we've got 90 minutes of football to go through tomorrow. I will be live at 9 a.m. Celtic Park time tomorrow with the first live of the day, as always, bringing you up to date with any Celtic news that has occurred overnight. And then we'll be live 1.5 hours before the game tomorrow as Martin O'Neill's final squad announcement of 2025-26 season. Brings down the curtain on a season that started off with a different manager, with a different mindset, with Celtic not bringing in players, going away to Cara Almaty for a £40 million game unprepared. I still think it's unbelievable that we watched that game before we watched them play a team that Celtic destroyed in the Champions League, and they got put out the exact same way. And every Celtic fan that didn't watch that game, and I can remember Michelle and other people that watched that watch along away back then warning people that the Cara Almaty game is not going to be a walkover. Do you know, the warning signs were there for people that watched the previous game. And what happened? The rest, they say, is history. For us to end the season with the biggest game in Scottish football calendar, the Scottish Cup final is the biggest game in the Scottish Football League calendar. It's the one that every single team wants to get to. It's the one that everyone dreams of lifting the cup. It's ones that Celtic players will be thinking, let's just do the double. Dunfermline players, Neil Lennon said, by hook or by crook, we will try and win this title tomorrow. We will try and win this cup. And I tell you one thing, it's going to be an absolutely fantastic game. And I just hope that there's going to be an over exuberant amount of coppers on at the stadium and stewards. There'll be not a single chance that a single soul will manage to get onto the pitch at Hampden. That is for sure. So we're stuck with Yang Bang. Thank you, ma'am. Till 2020. God help us. Don't even think about it. Let's just get into it. This is a special season. Long will it live in our memories. I don't think that there has ever been a season since I've sat at this side of the camera and not been going. I've witnessed some amazing things at football over the years. I've witnessed some low moments. Malmo away. And that was just woeful. And then some fantastic times at Hampden. Unbelievable times at Hampden. Let's hope that tomorrow is one of those days that Celtic fans will remember. And it'll be a fitting way to end the season. That has been so emotional, so completely hooked up, that it's been, for the fact that Celtic are in the final tomorrow is nothing short of a miracle, an absolute miracle. And between me and you, I'll absolutely love it tomorrow if we win the final. I was an emotional wreck when we won the league. Tomorrow it will just be pure joy and excitement. And if we win the cup, sorry. But anyway, it's all done and dusted. Rio, Benji Negrin, Daizen, Ox, Kalechi will go in the summer. Give me your scoreline predictions before we go. I am going to say that tomorrow the scoreline will be, and thank you to the over 4,000 people that have been on the live tonight. Oofed. Big Friday Night Live, this one out. I'm going to go with Celtic. I'm going to go with Celtic 3, Dunfermline 1. That will be the scoreline for the Scottish Cup. That is my prediction. Ramos says, I think Robbie Keane will be announced on Monday after I'm quitting his job. Anil admitted the striker Iniacho is required to improve his fitness for there to be any chance of Celtic activating the club option of extending the contract for an additional 12 months, and he's not done that. But no, Bill Pinstop is every manager we've ever had. He's close to agreeing with Slovan Bratislava. I don't think he's close to agreeing, but he's been linked with them. 4-1 tomorrow, 5-0 Daizen Maeda hat-trick, 2-1 Celtic, 4-0 Celtic, says Lark Winder, 5-0 tomorrow. If we don't do the double, we find it funny because Rangers will get put down into the conference. Do you want Martin O'Neill to go out like that? Put the sword to Lenny versus the Championship side. Nah, one more year. 4-0 Celtic, 3-0 Celtic, 4-2 Celtic, 5-1, 3-1, 4-2 2. Hopefully we don't have any any decisions tomorrow. The tinfoil meltdowns. 3-1 Celtic. No money. 4 pubs are full. What? 3-1 Celtic. 2-1 Dunfermline after extra time. Dunfermline are the away team, so I take it as 2-1 to Celtic. 5-2 to Celtic. 5-2 Celtic. Won't find it funny if we get beat. I'm not interested in the Huns. Tell me about it. I've been raging. Where's Jota at the title celebrations? Probably recuperating in Portugal. 4-0 Celtic. 4-15-1. Bernardo will go. That was the question. 1-0 after extra time. None of this extra time nonsense. Yang hat-trick to make it 3-0. 3-1 Celtic. Dunfermline 2, Celtic 3, says Ben. Engels will go. Yep, he will that. I think he's been linked with Shakhtar. Is he not? Who cares? I don't think it will happen. But anyway, 7. Everyone plays like there's hair. Ooh, is on fire. 4-2. It's 2-0 Celtic. If Dunfermline won the game, that would be mortifying. Of course it would be. It would just be up. It was for me being a Fifer, it would be as bad as Rafe Rovers winning the cup back in the day. Do you know what I mean? I lived through the 90s and I didn't like that. Do you know what I mean? Just fuck that shit. Invasion Hun ticket buyers. Yes, it will be. 3-1 to the boys. 5-1 Celtic. Dreadfully embarrassing. Green smoke. I don't know what that's about. Lovely day out of Hampden, please. Celtic. That is me done and dusted for this evening. We bring down the curtain on the 2024-25 season. This will be the last Friday night live of the season. Not that I usually do Friday night lives because it's my night off, but I've been doing them in the run in. Don't worry, we're not going away. We will still be live every single morning, and there could be a little there will be bonus videos in the afternoon with any Celtic news as it occurs, as we always like to break the Celtic news. 4,300 people on a Friday night, not too bad. Thank you for giving up your time this evening, and I sincerely mean that. It's absolutely fantastic that so many of you have decided to pop in on a Friday night. I shall see you in the morning, and in the morning of the rising sun. Come on, Daizen. Just one last time. You can do it.